Bitch, for sure. I listen to the Mind of the Terry's Moon, Flight Boss the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And what is a conscious shift? A conscious shift. Y'all know when y'all hear things like somebody missed a shift, or there's a new conscious shift, or shift of consciousness, a conscious wave. Now, what is this? Now, what you need to understand first off is when we're talking about a shift is a transformation from one form going to another form. So that's a shift, right? Now, when we talk about conscious, when you look at consciousness, that's like the action that you do in thought with those bodies, with those thought forms, those forms and shapes and bodies that you take as a spirit. Those are what that is. Conscious. So your ability to have spiritual action or to be aware is how you act in the astral realm. So that develops your consciousness. So if you have a high consciousness, you may be aware. You may have a bird eye view there, so you're aware of a lot of shit that's down below you. If you have a low consciousness, then you down there with the animals, and you got animalistic nature down on the field type of conscious. So you got one of those type of conscious to live amongst animals, and you like to live like that. So that's your conscious might be on that level. Now, depending on where your spirit level at, that's a whole different level. You can have a high spirit with a low conscious, or you can have a low spirit with a low conscious or high conscious. So whatever you consciously aware of, that's just what you consciously aware of, what you experiencing as far as lights at the time. But as far as the energy that you participate into it, that's your own spirit. So a conscious wave, a shift of consciousness, right? This is when the mental body that we are in itself goes into another area, transform into another form, into another shape. So the mental body that we are in general has moved into another area, moved into another location. So the things that's going to be thought about in that realm going to be different than the realm it was just in. So what it's consciously aware of is going to be different. So us as a whole being lesser consciousness under that overall consciousness, right? We're going to start experiencing those conscious shifts, those conscious waves. So we're going to start experiencing new shit. So it's going to play out in our lives like new technology, new gadgets, new thought forms, new thought processes, new experiences, being able to see things in different ways. Now, when a person miss a shift, miss a conscious, aka get washed up in the flood, that's what they was trying to say in any Bible or whatever like that. That's what the flood is. When the firmament break from above you and the rainbow waters come down, which we know the higher waters up there is levels of consciousness. And we will be the blood in that being. You see what I'm saying? But look, check this out. As far as the situation where we're talking about people who missed the shift, is people who still got same thought patterns, old concepts, and old ways of acting that's correlated to how we was previously doing, what we was just previously doing. And how you know how that play out is because, listen, say cell phones just came out, right? That's a new shift, a new form of information. But say you are a person who don't give a fuck about a new cell phone, and you don't even care about learning how to use a cell phone, and you can't break away from your house phone, or you can't break away from the telephone pole. So the moment that the telephone pole ain't no more telephone poles, it hurts you more than others here. See, you are a person who may have missed a shift. So you still got old ways of thinking about concepts and things of that nature. So when we talk about the shift in general, this goes beyond our span of awareness and just in the energy realm. This goes beyond that. There's old forms of ways we think about religion. Old thought forms of ways we think about spirituality. Old thought forms we think about the way we living in, and the way of these scenarios that we go through, and circumstances and relationships, right? There's always new conscious shifts, right? Which means we're in a whole new area of life as far as the mental body that we use. So as far as that shift, if you're not going along with the shift, you're not trying to experience anything new with your spirit. So you don't want to be walking around here with an outdated spirit and shit like that, with outdated software and technology, to the point that you need every time